Blessings, friends. It's Maia here with an Astro update. Today we have a full blood moon lunar eclipse in the intuitive, compassionate, mystical, and imaginative sign of Pisces at 15 degrees. Those of you who have planets in the mutable signs of Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces, or planetary placements around 15 degrees, will likely feel the effects of this lunation the most. A full moon is when the sun and the moon oppose each other in the sky, creating a peak or culmination point, emphasizing a need for release, surrendering, or letting go. Lunar eclipses are like full moons on steroids. The changing effects of a lunar eclipse can be felt up to 6 months after its occurrence. Eclipses help to deepen or realign us on our soul's path through fated situational occurrences. This eclipse will be happening on the Pisces-Virgo axis, the axis of service to self daily versus service to others collectively. You can look to see what houses Pisces and Virgo falls in your natal chart to see what two main areas of life will be undergoing change for you specifically this eclipse season. Pisces rules themes of spirituality, emotional waters, the ocean, imagination, mystical arts, music, isolation, subconscious realms, jails, hospitals, as well as retreats and ashrams. On a positive level, this lunation can be dreamy, creative, helpful, compassionate, and caring. On a challenging level, this lunation can be weak-willed, passive, prone to martyrdom, and bring about escapist, addictive tendencies. The traditional ruler of this eclipse is Jupiter, the planet of luck, blessings, fortune, growth, abundance, and optimism. Wonderfully so, we have Jupiter exalted in the sign of Cancer, making a beautiful trine to the moon in Pisces, showcasing that whatever events occurring in our life at this time are generally being blessed and pushing us in a positive, growth-oriented direction. Most water trines can help us feel very emotionally fulfilled and satisfied. The moon is close to the North Node at this time, which can show there may be an increased drive and intense focus on our emotions, for better or worse. With Jupiter exalted in this mix, we could be driven to fulfill our purpose in new expanded ways. Saturn, the planet of structure, is also close to this moon, showing there's an air of responsibility, maturity, and seriousness involved. The moon, representing our inner life and our innermost feelings, is opposing Mercury, representing our mind, intellect, and reason. Thus, matters of the head versus the heart may be coming up. Practicality versus feeling can surface, asking us to find the proper balance in our lives. We are nearing a tense Mars square Pluto in a few weeks, thus it can be helpful at this time to activate Piscean compassion, altruism, and empathy for ourselves and others collectively as we move on throughout the month. Questions to ask ourselves during this Pisces eclipse? What major spiritual insights and intuitive hunches are showing themselves to us? How can we work with and use our dream time in a more productive manner? What hidden blessings are unfolding in our lives? How can we retreat in isolation for healing and clearing our energetic field? What ways can we reprogram outdated subconscious programmings that need to be released? How can we work with the astral realm and Akashic records for greater clarity at this time? What addictions, inner battles, or inner demons need to be brought to our conscious awareness? How can we tap into creativity, abundance, art, and music for spiritual fulfillment? What work are we doing for ourselves and the collective that is beneficial? How can we act on life-changing insights moving forward? What area of life will this full lunar eclipse be happening for you based upon your rising sign? For Aries rising, this lunar eclipse will be happening in your 12th house. This could bring endings, completion, a peak or culmination point around the hidden realms, around your spirituality, dreams, imagination, subconscious programmings, bad habits, jails and hospitals, as well as art, music, retreats, and ashrams. For Taurus rising, this lunar eclipse will be happening in your 11th house. This could bring endings, completions, peak or culmination point around large groups of people, friendships, organizations, networks, progressive ideas, as well as future hopes and wishes. For Gemini rising, this lunar eclipse will be happening in your 10th house. This could be an ending, completion, peak, or culmination point having to do with your career, place in the world, public image, status, leadership, authority, a parental figure, as well as your notoriety and achievement. For Cancer rising, this lunar eclipse will be happening in your 9th house. This could be an ending, completion, peak, or culmination point around long-distance travel, higher learning, publishing and teaching, pilgrimages, gurus, philosophy, religion, beliefs, and government institutions. For Leo rising, this lunar eclipse will be happening in your 8th house. This could bring endings, completions, a peak or culmination point around shared money, shared resources, investments, inheritances, taxes, loans, deep bonds, the occult, psychology, as well as intimacy. For Virgo rising, this lunar eclipse will be happening in your 7th house. This could bring endings, completions, a peak or culmination point around personal relationships, business relationships, marriages, contracts, negotiations, agreements, collaborations, and legal documents. For Libra rising, this lunar eclipse will be happening in your 6th house. This could bring endings, completions, a peak or culmination point around your physical health and daily work, routine, diet, exercise, co-workers, employment, organizations, pets, and small animals. For Scorpio rising, this lunar eclipse will be happening in your 5th house. This could bring an ending, completion, peak, or culmination point around your creativity, romance, dating, children, joy, hobbies, entertainment, celebrations, and small businesses. For Sagittarius rising, this lunar eclipse will be happening in your 4th house. This could bring an ending, completion, peak, or culmination point around your home life, family, property, real estate, emotional security, inner safety, ancestral roots, and tradition. For Capricorn rising, this lunar eclipse will be happening in your 3rd house. This could bring endings, completions, a peak or culmination point around your communication styles, how you think and speak, local travel, community, neighborhoods, transportation, short form learning and writing projects, online content, as well as extended family and siblings. For Aquarius rising, this lunar eclipse will be happening in your 2nd house. This could bring endings, completions, a peak or culmination point around your income, how you make money, personal resources, saving, earning, spending, physical material possessions, self-esteem, and personal values. And last but not least, for Pisces rising, this lunar eclipse will be happening in your 1st house of you. This can bring endings, completions, a peak or culmination point around yourself, your identity, your physical body, outward appearances, and new endeavors. Lunar eclipse and Pisces blessings to you all.